Hello, and welcome back to another Elevated Marketing Chat. Although we chat weekly, small biz chat, this is our little bit, maybe even longer. I don't know. Our other topics tend to be longer too, but I guess you could call this our solo chat with me. And today we're going to talk about getting instant results. I am going to sell you a buy one, get one free on a digital marketing plan. Are you ready? I wish that was true. I'm not saying that you can't get instant results with digital marketing. But I also understand the funnel of marketing. And for that reason, if you enjoy this show, please comment, like, share, so that other people can see this show as well. So my name is Jennifer Denny. I am the owner of Elevated Marketing Solutions. We are a digital marketing agency based in Indianapolis. But we do handle clients all over the world. So let's talk about why digital marketing is not an instantaneous result. I'm not saying that you can't get it and that people don't make sales online instantaneously. What I am saying is that they have a lot of things that are lined up in order for that to actually happen. Um, there's not this like magic formula that if you just do it this exact way, then it's going to work. And the reason for that is a lot of different reasons. And so I have a blog post on this. That's going to come out. We have a podcast coming out, I think a couple weeks from today, where we're going to talk about this as well. And so there's a lot of different ways to talk about this, but don't be sold by the guy that is standing in front of, or gal, a Lamborghini and is showing you that emotional attachment to the get rich, get quick scheme. It and don't be confused by people that use maybe titles different. There's just so many places I could go with this. So let's just stay on point. Your starting point is your website. If you don't have a good website, then it doesn't matter. It's not going to work. You have to have somewhere to check out, to buy, to purchase, to take the next step. All of that has to happen. I guess, there's some purchasing in TikTok and maybe like Facebook. I believe you can check out there directly, but you don't own that. And you own your website, and you need to own what is on there. And you don't want to spend a lot of time going back and forth on whether or not, it is what you have is going to actually work. You want to get started. And so your website should be a continual item that you're constantly working on, and you should have a minimum viable product to get out the door and get the website live. We've talked about whether or not you can have an isolated landing page and whether or not that will work. That's a different podcast, but it might. So the next thing that kind of like really affect instantaneous results with digital marketing is your industry, your product, where are you at? Different people have different sales cycles. And so everybody has a sales cycle. Even Coke and Pepsi have a sales cycle. And it might be more psychological, but everybody has a cycle. And so how quickly you get results is going to matter on that. And again, we have a blog post on this. And so we go into great detail in this blog post of why that matters. Your product or your service. So if you don't have a good product or service, it can be something that you're going to discover as you start to market that you don't have a good product or service. And so marketing is still good because you're going to discover that, but you're going to need to fix what is broken as you go along and realize that your product or service is not good, because then you won't have a great word of mouth marketing, which is your best form of marketing when somebody refers somebody else. But why do they refer them? Because you have a good product or service. So it's very hard to market somebody that doesn't have a good product or service. You have to start with the analysis. Um, you have to start with, what do you have? What is your current situation online? All the different pieces to it. You don't start with the tactics. The tactics are, I'm paid ads. The tactics are social media marketing, content marketing, yada yada. There's lots of different tactics, but you need to analyze the data you have, analyze the playing field, and see what you have. Then you decide the tactics based off of that, based on the digital marketing problems that you have, that leads you to a strategy that tells you when to do this or that, or your marketing agency should be discovering what that strategy is. If somebody is trying to sell you a pre-built package, sure, they might have experience in your industry, and so they kind of know what will work and what won't work, and so they have that. But if they haven't gotten under the hood and looked at your particular data and told you what is working and what's not working and what specifically to do and what lever to pull, you're just buying a package of marketing, and that doesn't mean it was going to work. It means it was easy and it got that salesperson to get instant results to sell you something, but they didn't sell you something that was going to work necessarily. And if it does work, it was a fluke. It just happened to line up with what you actually needed. Digital marketing in general is complicated. There are a lot of different things to it. The market is complicated. This isn't the yellow page days where, you got a new directory every year and it was on your doorstep and you just flip through there and you pick somebody, out of a, little ad or a full page ad. That's just not how it works. There's a lot of different places to be, which is why you need, the next one is well-rounded website traffic. You have to have traffic from many different sources, and some of those take longer and some of those are shorter. Um, you know, you don't want to have all your eggs in the same basket. A marketing channel could go out and it can no longer be there. And if all of your stock is invested in that and it goes away, I don't know, TikTok, I don't know, Facebook, we don't know. And so if you're 100% invested in that and it gets taken away from you, what you do own is your website. So you should be investing a lot in the website. You should be, the next one, investing a lot of time and effort into making sure your marketing data is in place. Is that landscape changing? Yes, there are new things that are coming about, like G4, depending on when you watch this, that you cannot improve what you do not measure. And so if you don't have that measurement in place, I know it takes time. I know it can be complicated. I know not everybody knows how to do it. But if you don't set it up, how do you know what is wrong? How do you know what to fix? You're just throwing tactics out at something without a strategy in place to say, this is the reason why it is wrong, with a digital marketing analysis that is happening sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, that develops into a strategy. And you should have a strategy that is probably at least 3 months in place. And if it's not working out, then you can pivot your strategy, but you're constantly improving. So, how do you get that data? You have to have traffic to your website. And we talked about like multiple sources of traffic, but the quickest way is with ad budget. and throwing some money at it and seeing whether or not you have a good product, you have a good service. Do people convert on the website? If they're not converting, then you can go back to the drawing board, redo what you have on the website. A good marketing agency or advertising agency will be able to be very efficient with your ad budget and tell you what's working and what's not working. So, if you have no traffic, that's where you have to start. If you get them to the website though, you have to have a good offer. Short cycle, long cycle, sales cycle. You have to have a reason to buy and to buy right then and there in order to make that cycle as short as possible. The last thing you need, and a lot of people don't have this, is persistence. You cannot give up. If you started this business and you believe in what you're doing, then you just have to keep reiterating, or whatever the word is, and just keep getting better and better. Recognize you have a problem here, or there. This is what you need to do about it. Go to the drawing board, A/B test it, and rinse and repeat and go over and over. If you have a lot of these things already in line that we have talked about today, it is possible to get instant results, but you do need to have a lot of that stuff kind of lined up. And I'm sure I'm missing some things. These are just the things that came to mind and I thought about when I was writing this blog post. And I know, it's already 2,000 words, so I might have lost you. It might not have been enough, but, you know, it's a good starting point. It's where you should start at and what you should look at. So, next time we're going to go back to the data. We need to have this discussion with G4 coming into play and a lot of other things happening. June 8th, we're going to talk about why the marketing data doesn't add up. There are some holes right now, so you need to, that's my reminder that I need to go do something else. So we'll wrap this up, but we need to talk about what those holes are, and it's not that you can't measure it, but we will talk about why it's not adding up and then what you can measure. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoy your day and take care.